I'm Alyssa.
And I'm Jackie with your music news.
First off, Metallica's new CD, Death Magnetic, holds tight at #1 on the Billboard's 200 for a second week after its release. They've already sold 337,000 copies in the United States already. Keep up the good work, Metallica.
If you're a fan of anything electronic, the band Inner Party System, who hails from Montauk, Pennsylvania, just announced a tour with 303 for this fall, which you should definitely check out. Inner Party System is an electronic pop band which sounds like dark techno mixed with unique synthesizer beats. They had a debut album called The Download in the fall of 2007, and their new album is out the 29th of September. I really recommend taking a listen because they are an upcoming group and are definitely going to be huge.
Rise Against has just posted their new official video online for their first single off their forthcoming album, Appeal to Reason. Check out the clip for Re-Education Through Labor on their MySpace.
Rise Against just posted a new song on their MySpace called Collapse off their new album, Appeal to Reason. It's a great sneak peek of what will be on the album and the direction it's going in. There is another song on their MySpace from their new album called Re-Education Through Labor, and the video was premiered on MTV on September 22nd. The album is going to be out on October 7th and is the first album with new guitarist Zach Blair.
Despite several surgeries for burns over his torso and lower body, former Blink-182 drummer Travis Barker is trying to stay positive after a South Carolina plane crash that killed 4, including 2 close friends and a spokesman for the Stars clothing. Barker and celebrity disc jockey DJ AM, who usually goes by Adam Goldstein, and former Mr. Aguilera survived the Friday night jet crash at the main airport in Columbia, South Carolina, with second and third degree burns. Luckily, one of their doctors at Georgia Burn Hospital says he expects them to recover.
Northeast hardcore fans, you'll be happy to know Suicidal Tendencies and Madball are teaming up for a winter tour. On December 1st, they will kick off their tour in Ohio. Then on the 4th, come to New York's Irving Plaza, and on the 5th, they will be playing at the Starland Ballroom. This is going to be a great show considering Suicidal Tendencies and Madball are 2 iconic bands of the hardcore music scene. So make sure you don't miss it because who knows when they'll be back.
The band Bayside from New York is about to release their next album, Shudder, on September 30th. They are traveling across the United States performing songs off their new album, as well as oldies in acoustic. You can catch them at the record store Vintage Vinyl in Fords, New Jersey on October 1st for a signing and acoustic performance. Be sure to catch their new hit, No One Understands, on MySpace.
Jewish reggae rapper Madash Yahoo will kick off an extensive fall tour on October 18th in support of a new EP, Shattered. A full-length album, Light, will follow in early 2009.
Now here's for all you football fans. It's official. Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band are set to headline Super Bowl 43's halftime spectacular on February 1st, 2009. Other performers are soon to be announced.
One by One, Epitaph record label is signing new bands. The emo post-hardcore pioneers, Thursday, has just been signed to Epitaph Records, along with other bands such as Newfound Glory and Bring Me the Horizon.
This has been Music News for this week. I'm Alyssa.
And I'm Jackie. Keep jamming out.
How do you like a life without electricity?
Love it.
Why? What about it?
It's dark.
I want my air conditioner. I want my central air. And second of all, I miss class. I pay money for these classes. I pay good money. I pay about $600 per class. So I'm trying to go to class. I don't know about anybody else. Are you trying to go to class? Are you trying to go to class? Well, I'm trying to go to class. I need the education because it's rough out here. It's real rough. No, I am not lying. This is very serious right now.
A lot of people interact with each other since, as Mo stated, there is no Facebook, AIM, or YouTube. And I'm very mad about that.
The pros were I could have slept, but I didn't. And the cons, well, I felt like the world was going to end because I had nothing to do because my whole room is running on electricity.
You know what? Today I was on my computer, lights went out. And I was overcome with joy because I'm going to go outside and I'm going to bond with my writer community, my writer family, my writer sisters and brothers, and fathers and mothers. We're out here playing volleyball, guys. We're out here barbecuing. We're out here having a good time. And if your lights go out, come to Ryder.
And I'm Dan, coming to you guys for Backstage Story. I'm here with 4 Year Strong. What do you guys? Let's just start with you guys' names.
My name's Alan.
And what do you guys do in the band?
I sing and play guitar.
I play the human organ and synthesizer.
And where are you guys from?
We're from Massachusetts.
Worcester. Not represent, obviously.
Yeah, where are you from?
I'm from Staten Island, New York. And we're going to be mortal enemies because I'm a Yankee fan.
Celtics jersey.
I know, because I keep it fly. I guess the first thing everyone wants to know is, how do you guys come up with the song titles? Because, I mean, they're usually either references to something else in pop culture or pretty interesting and creative.
I've actually heard that question.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever heard that question. Let's see. Song titles. It's usually just really random. Like we hear something, we're like, we should name a song that.
I'm actually already doing that now. Well, just someone will say something
So-
stupid.
That's got to be a song
That's
title.
a song name, and then you immediately next to it, you forget. As soon
Yeah,
as they're done
we had some good ones.
There was
I forget.
one. Wow, that story had no ending, so I'm gonna cut it off.
Yeah, so they're basically random, but we try to fit it as well as possible with like, because I know people get bummed out when like things don't have meaning, but like the songs have meaning. But the title we just fit whatever because we're stupid. What are you doing?
I had a huge. I just got a haircut like 2 seconds ago, and
Your hair's blonde. Is his hair red?
His hair's blonde.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm on your side. Why aren't you
Well,
on
see,
mine?
because you know what? 90% of people say I'm a ginger.
90% of people say I'm a ginger.
I don't want to be a ginger. I'm not a ginger, but if 90% of people call me a ginger, then what am I gonna do about it?
Ryder agrees. You can pull off the ginger,
It's 'cause
but you're
my
still
hair-
blonde.
No, my hair's not red, right? Maybe it's got a little red tint.
It's got a red tint.
But
It's got a red
I'm
tint.
not a red.
I like how our interview has broken down into discussing hair. Mine is.
Everything.
Mine
breaks
is-
down to
That's a good question. It's also in a single strip because I have a mohawk, but
that. Cool.
it's kind of raining.
Except from the front, it almost looks like.
It
You just got a slick back. I like that.
Alright, I was like, okay, alright.
it refused to go up this morning, so you know.
I've got that problem all the time.
Is there a specific
That doesn't make you cool.
Is there a specific reason for the?
That doesn't happen ever.
Anyway,
All right, I'm a fan of the facial hair. Clearly, you guys are. Anything significant behind it, or is it just?
just coincidence we all like beards. Everyone thinks it's a gimmick. It didn't start as a gimmick. People made it into a gimmick. To prove a point, I just shaved my beard into a mustache, but it's growing back now.
I almost shaved my mustache the other day despite Alan because he made fun of how weak it was. And I was in the bathroom like, I'm just gonna shave it off. And I'm
I
gonna
knew
come out
you were
there,
really
and
mad.
he's gonna be like, where'd it go? And I was like, because of you, I shaved it.
Was there any significance for the wood grain guitars?
No,
Another freak coincidence.
I have like that was on Wikipedia. I think.
Yeah, it was.
I saw
That's
it on
why
there,
I
and I was
asked.
like, what? People notice things like that? No, that was a complete coincidence. We never planned on that ever.
What would you say is your biggest influence for music?
That's tough. There's a lot. One of my hugest influences is Saves the Day. Great band. We all grew up like listening to hardcore and like, I don't know. What do you think, Josh?
I guess if we're playing that game, I mean, Reach the Sky was the first band that I ever listened to that like, I didn't listen to hardcore up until that point, and I listened to Reach the Sky, and they kind of segued me into listening to hardcore, which eventually got me into. In a weird way, I guess I owe them even playing keyboard in a pop punk band.
What would you say is the coolest thing about being on this tour? Or favorite memory from the tour?
Favorite memory from the tour? I wouldn't even bring it up.
It's been an exciting tour. Literally everyone gets along really well, and there's like cornhole tournaments every day. And,
Cornhole is my favorite part of the tour.
It's-
yes.
It's literally every single day. We have like
You
a
know
whole
what
league
cornhole
set
is?
up.
I know what cornhole is.
Yeah, it's epic. You know, the shit talking cool.
It's fine.
Okay, shit talking that goes
say
on.
whatever you want, and if it comes down to it, we can end it. So.
Fair enough. Okay, well then the shit. I don't. Yeah. The shit talking is like epic, and everyone gets into it. You get mad, and it's awesome. So.
I'm winning. Well, I'm not winning.
I'm one.
Chad's
But we've gotten a lot of the hard teams out of the way early on. So I'm saying I think me and Gary from Crime and Stereo are taking over the entire league.
Me and
We're going to the
Josh
top.
Lovell, our merch guy.
As long as Joe Weiss loses, I'm
That's our bass player. But anyway.
Clearly, no love lost by the cornhole
We
league.
always pray a lot when we do interviews.
I might have to bring the cornhole league back to Ryder. I'm just throwing that out there.
Do it.
I will credit you guys for the experience, though. If you could pick any band in the world to play a tour with, who would it be and why?
Weird thing is, well, like, okay. Any band ever,
Any band ever.
no matter what
matter
genre, what time. Hey, Anthony. Like, if it really doesn't matter, I would never work. I'd tour with, like, American Nightmare.
Yeah.
It's one of my
I
bands.
guess a Keep It Real tour with like an ill band like that would be awesome.
A band I've always wanted to
If
tour
Hot
with,
Water
but would
Music
never,
would, like,
ever,
get back
ever work,
together.
Converge.
Do you guys have any rituals or anything you guys do to get ready for the show?
Butt to Butt 69.
So, what can we expect to see from you guys in the future aside from keeping making music? Anything?
Well, we're just touring a lot. We got a lot of touring plans. There's no stop in sight for touring, except we're writing a new record this winter. Hopefully, gonna have it out like mid 2009. You know, hopefully before the summer. But yeah, we just want to write the record, keep touring. You know, basically that's it.
Can you guys share any insider information on upcoming tours, who you're playing with, anything like that? Anything hammered out, or you
We're
just?
not supposed to actually.
Well,
Stuff that isn't announced, we're not supposed to announce. I've gotten yelled at before. Like
Alan's got loose lips.
yeah, when we did a tour
a
in
sexual
the
reference?
we did a tour in the
You
UK.
tell me.
We did a tour in the UK, and I announced it like probably 5 months before I was supposed to announce it. I got in a lot of trouble. I announced it in a UK magazine, so the UK wasn't supposed to know about it, and I
The
let
UCK,
it all out
as the
there.
cool people call it.
The UCK.
Going to the UCK.
what would you say your favorite song is to play live?
Right now, oddly, we do a cover, Ashcroft, a Suicide File cover, which is just fun because it's like just rock and roll and we all go nuts and nobody ever knows it, so it's hilarious. But our songs, really
They
all
all
of them,
suck.
yeah, suck.
No, I'm just
That's
kidding.
what I was gonna finish the sentence with. They all suck.
No, I don't even know what my favorite is to play. Maybe Maniac.
Yeah, probably Maniac.
That one's fun.
I like
It's the last song on our record.
Heroes. We've been playing Heroes a long time, but it's like, you know, closing things out. Kids
Yeah.
get pretty loose. It's usually a pretty good time.
Any chance of seeing Dumpweed tonight?
No.
I won't even lie.
Not,
Yeah,
not even
we're
for
trying to-
not even for me.
If you know how to play it, you can get up there.
People
and do
that
it.
like family have, well, not really.
Right, but so many
borderlines.
people ask us to play that, and we've never actually played it as a band.
Okay.
We pretty much get asked to play it every day.
What's ironic about that is I know all you dudes know how to play it. You guys taught me the parts. We've like half-assed played it together before, but then we immediately just
Like, we just, I don't know.
So it's just one of those songs where like you guys will just finish a song and then you just be fucking around and it's just
Right, and I don't want it to become one of those things that like, yes,
own
people already ask us to play it every day, but if we play it once, then people will really expect us to play it every day.
Yeah.
You know?
I wouldn't say
it's-
that we won't ever.
Right.
Like, it's very likely that someday we will play it, but it's
So keep an eye out, keep coming to shows, and maybe we'll play it.
Does that have anything to do with it not being one of your songs? Is it like a creative thing?
it makes
No, I mean, I guess a little bit.
It's just kind of like what song of ours would we cut out of our set to put somebody else's song in, kind of, which is retarded of me to say, considering I just told you we play a
Playing
cover in our set.
It's
so-
very short though,
That's true.
and it gives me a break. I don't have to sing.
That's very fair. That's very fair. What would you guys say is the best concert you've ever seen? If you had to pick one.
My first show ever was Saves the Day.
Hot Water Music at the Palladium, or like one time I saw Death Threat in Connecticut and thought it was like the craziest thing in my entire life. So maybe that.
Or when I saw American Nightmare and Hope Conspiracy.
Starting Line's last show.
Starting Line's last show was awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, actually, and their like last club show was also really like.
Yeah, because we were on their last
crazy.
tour.
Right.
That was really cool. That band rules.
I don't know how to end. I don't know what else to ask you guys. I feel like. Who is the tallest?
Dan is the tallest by like maybe an inch.
By like, would you say by a corn? Would you say by a cornhole?
By a cornhole.
Missed him by a cornhole.
Nah, I'm 6'3", and I think Dan's like 6'3.5" or maybe 6'4".
You're 6'3"?
Yeah,
Stand
Dan.
up. Oh shit. I'm like a little guy. I'm 6 feet tall. I feel like.
As I hold the microphone in you guys' crotches.
Oh, you're gonna hear some strange stuff coming from down there.
That would make for an interesting interview.
I agree.
Out of here!
The thing you enjoy most about being home at the end of a tour?
Being home at the end of a tour.
Yeah, just being home is awesome.
So good.
Seeing friends, sleeping in a bed.
Taking a shower where you know everything that's in the shower.
Yeah, and you know that you're gonna have hot water. And you know the drain is gonna clog and get other people's
sperm all over.
all over your feet.
Yeah. Seriously, that's like a major concern. You take a shower at Venue Showers and it's always clogged, and you know why it's clogged. Nobody, everyone says.
I mean, this is for TV. I mean,
for what is this?
Well, this is for a college, so I mean, we all know where you're coming from.
College, everybody knows about sperm in college.
Everyone jerks off in the college showers.
Yeah. I did at James's one time.
I didn't go.
Do you want to elaborate on that story?
Yes. Make of that what you will. It's just, hanging out in the shower, things happen. When you're hanging out. No, it wasn't accidental at the time.
Sorry.
That's awesome.
Accidentally. The best way.
What would you say is the most fun thing about giving an interview, or being part of an interview?
New questions, random questions.
Yeah, new different questions. 'Cause a lot of times the same question over and over. But this one was cool.
We always
Good
try
first
to
timer.
veer it towards redheads and sperm. That's like at all times, and cornhole, but not cornhole the game.
Right.
Like Dirt Star.
Like assholes.
Yeah, pink. Not pink. Brown. Brown is the new pink.
And I think we're really bad at interviews because we usually don't even end up answering the question that we're asked. We just talk about cornhole, assholes, butts,
But don't you think that's the point of an interview, is to give stories and let people see?
It makes it more fun that way.
Well, my favorite song is this because of this, and that happened. And then this happened.
That's not what we do. We don't do things that way. Boring.
What's your favorite tattoo?
Of mine or period?
The straight edge one?
My accidental straight edge one. Which actually, you know what? Maybe I should give an explanation for this, so anyone that happens to see this. I grew up in all these places in New England, and I have a treasure map that just represents every place, where I have family and where I live, and they just happen to form a perfect straight line of red X's. Which immediately after getting my tattoo artist was like, oh, it looks like a straight edge tattoo, and I was like,
He's not straight edge.
Well, I'm not straight edge. So.
I'm straight edge, and I do have multiple straight edge tattoos, but
see, those aren't accidental. So
those aren't accidental.
But my favorite one is probably the turkey with the pilgrim hat, or the lobster eating chowder. Either one.
Would you say the treasure map on your arm officially makes you a Goonie?
Well, Goonies never say die, so they don't have a very big vocabulary.
Can that be a title of a song, please? Because that's pretty fly.
You just want to say your goals.
Yeah, I think someone would think you're dissing SYG.
Yeah.
Which wouldn't be the case. I am a fan of the Goonies, though, ironically.
Yes, Goonies rule.
Oh, you guys would appreciate it with the Sandlot reference and everything.
Sandlot. Some people catch that, some people don't.
Some people are stupid. What are the 3 things that you'd find essential on a tour bus for you guys?
Well, if we were on a tour bus,
in terms of
if we were on a tour bus,
in terms of food and drinks and snacks and whatnot.
But in the van, it's just salt and vinegar Pringles for me at every rest stop. I just get a tube.
So 1 tube of salt. This is going in your grab bag for the van.
My grab bag is 1 tube of salt and vinegar Pringles, XXX vitamin water.
Only
and
because
Oreo
it's
and
straight edge water.
It replenishes my edge.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Oreo Cakesters, have you had those?
Delicious.
Dude, don't tell me.
Wait, did you?
And then I just stuffed my face.
They're so good.
So wait, is that 3? Cakesters, Edgewater, and
Yes.
whatever your
Pringles.
Pringles. DS, Nintendo DS,
Wait, I thought we were just talking food.
No, is it food
I need
or
my
anything?
Well, whatever.
I need an
Yes.
iPod. I need an iPod.
iPod? I don't have an iPod.
What would you then cut out for your iPod?
The Cakesters.
Dude, Oreo's gonna like start taking their checks back from us.
I don't need any more Cakesters. Oh, I love them.
My top three things to have. Nintendo DS. Like my Pokemon guidebook and a shoulder to cry on every night is really the only things that I need.
You got me.
The crying because Pokemon is one of the things that you need in your life.
Yeah, it's been an uphill struggle like every day. A battle against geekiness like 24/7. No, I am a liar. I almost just wrenched this from your hands. My bike. How could I not say that? My bike, Nintendo DS, and shoulder to cry on. It stays. It stays. I wish I had more things to keep. We have a lot of space in the trailer. I don't know why we're only allowed to
No,
keep
we
two
don't.
things. You're right, we don't. I lied.
What's the biggest perk of being a famous band?
I don't know if I consider us famous yet.
You're well known enough for that. We're interviewing you, so I'm gonna deem you guys famous.
That's true.
That
The babes, the drugs, and the money.
drugs, babes, and money.
Coming from the straight edge lead singer, the drugs are clearly important.
Here first. Ratatouille.
And by girls, he means like elderly prostitutes. Obviously, we have all of a thing for that.
And by money, I mean pocket change.
Yes. And by pocket change, he means $1 million is pocket change.
That's
to
for
us.
me. That's what it is.
We each have our own bus.
When you
I
have-
haven't seen him in months. We have a shroud.
Except for the last 10 minutes that we've been having this conversation,
Right.
which is, it's fair. It's fair. Anything else you guys want to let everybody know?
I just want kids to keep coming out to shows because I need to keep my bank full. You know?
Fat stacks of
I mean,
cash.
I'm nearing the below $1 million, and I'm not okay with that. So
Yeah. I'm about
Basically-
to have to sell one of my 10 houses, which is really pissing me off.
yeah, that's not cool.
My
Not
ex-wife's
at
really
our,
gonna be pissed
not at our
off.
level. No, but seriously, just keep kids keep coming out to shows, support music, all music, not just our music. Cause,
Mostly your music.
Well, I
Start
mean,
with our
I
music,
appreciate
and
people
wherever you feel you have
supporting
to.
my music. Damn it, Chauncey. Hey, Dan's here. You wanna come in the interview? No, he doesn't.
Guess not.
No.
He's got nothing good to say anyways.
Yeah, he's a loser.
Yeah. We almost kicked him out this morning. Put that on your
Rider
web,
TV.
your blog, and smoke it.
All right, well, thanks a lot, guys. This has been
Thank
4 Years
you.
Strong for Backstage Story.
Hello, hello, and welcome to week 2 of Splash Damage, video game news and reviews to hit you and everyone else around. I'm Jeff, and with me always is my co-host Dave.
What's happening, my fellow geeks and gamers? This week on Splash Damage, we're paying tribute to the Wii, America's smallest, most popular next-gen console. For everyone who's missed out on this mini powerhouse's list of great games, we're here to play catch-up, giving you 3 of the best titles currently available. And if anyone out there thinks that this compact console isn't worth looking into, remember, Dynamite comes in small packages too.
So that's it. We've got 3 games, 3 reviews, and of course the 3 Bs, all heading your way. So let's jump right in. First off, we got our hands on the new Mario Kart for Wii. It's the newest kart action game on the system. The racing legend, known as Mario Kart, first surfaced back in the day of Super Nintendo, and has undergone more facelifts in its day than Tom Jones.
Take that, Tom Jones!
In its current incarnation, the game looks fantastic. While the visuals remain true to the classic Mario fashion, the action goes off without a hitch. Even with 12 racers on screen and constant volleys of homing red shells gunning to stop your car's engine, the gameplay itself never lags or slows down.
The tracks on Kart showcase a great diversity in course mechanics, from the short and simple, such as the Luigi circuit, to the long and elaborate, a la Toad's Factory, and even to the offbeat, seizure-inducing trails of Rainbow Road. The environments never seem dull or tired. You'll often find a new shortcut or route in every race. All in all, there are 32 courses to unlock, including some favorites from previous games, such as Peach Gardens of the DS and the Nintendo 64 classic, Bowser's Castle. Each track is rendered beautifully, and while the number of levels gives a great selection, you'll probably end up replaying and mastering only about 10 or so of your favorites.
The single-player mode invokes much of the same feel, with the exception of a much larger screen and fewer bragging rights.
With over 20 characters and tons of unlockable carts and bikes, this is one adventure that will keep you driving around all night without worrying about filling up the gas tank.
Next up, we have an in-depth review of the latest Legend of Zelda title, Twilight Princess. While it was released only a few months after launch, Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess holds the prestige of being one of the biggest graphic marvels on the system to this day. Let's roll the clip.
This is a review for Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess for the Nintendo Wii. Twilight Princess is about the Twilight King Zant and his attempt to try and merge Hyrule with the world of Twilight to make a land of darkness. It is several years after Ocarina of Time, and Link is working as a ranch hand in Orden Village, when suddenly monsters attack and kidnap his friend Ilia. As Link pursues the monsters, he gets sucked into the world of Twilight, turned into a wolf, and then gets imprisoned, where he finally meets Midna. Midna. She does every job Navi did, but 10 times more annoying and more bossy. Let's remember how bossy Navi was. Yes, she's more bossy than that. As a wolf, you basically can bite things as a normal attack, do your special attack, which usually kills your opponent in one hit, use your sense to detect the hidden things around you, or dig to find those said hidden things. There are small things that annoy you about the game. Like whenever you start to play the game, you always have to have that same little rupee screen every time. And the little fairy that follows you around that you can't even use, it's just a pointer, more annoying than anything. No, not her. You get an array of weaponry throughout the whole game, with items as useful as a double claw shot, or items as useless as a lantern, and even an item that reminds us of Ocarina of Time. In my opinion, one of the cooler parts about Twilight Princess is riding on Epona. While riding Epona, you could swipe at enemies with your sword, you could shoot them with your bow and arrow, you can use mostly any other object you've picked up throughout the dungeon quests. Just like in Ocarina, you have to whip Epona to make her go faster. If you don't whip her, she still goes pretty slow. Not as slow as Ocarina, but still pretty slow. There is a small add-on that makes riding Epona just a little bit more fun. If you run up behind her and press the A button, you will jump on her back from behind her instead of just having to mount her from the side. Another new aspect of the game is called Hidden Skills. Hidden Skills makes defeating your opponents a whole lot easier. Using your sword, you either swipe at enemies from behind, stab them through the chest, or just unsheath it and completely destroy them. This has been my review of Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. I hope you enjoy the game.
Nicely done, Jeff.
For our final review, we've chosen Super Smash Bros. Brawl. This epic fighter pits almost every iconic character from Nintendo's numerous franchises against one another. This sequel, taking its name from the previous two titles with strikingly similar monikers, takes an expertly crafted formula and hones it to near perfection.
Smash's major appeal is brought about during the action-intense multiplayer free-for-alls and the madness that ensues. Up to 4 players can battle simultaneously in any number of game modes, including time, coin, and stock rounds, stamina mode, and team deathmatch. And with over 50 weapons and items at their disposal, players are in for sheer carnage and mayhem every match. The beauty of Brawl is in its multiplayer replayability. With literally hundreds of battle options, plenty of hours can be logged in without combat getting stale.
While Smash primarily prides itself on its intense multiplayer fragfesting, the single-player adventure can stand up to most other current platformers on the system.
Taking nearly 20 hours to fully complete, the Subspace Emissary, as it's called, creates an apocalyptic scenario, calling to arms all of gaming's greatest warriors and even some of their quirkier counterparts.
Allowing for cooperative gameplay as well, Subspace brings players through nearly 30 levels of side-scrolling slaughter and brutal boss battles. Characters are even upgradable in this new mode via the new sticker system, equipable pieces of flair that add to your character's strengths and abilities.
Very nice. Well, everyone, that's it for the reviews, so you know what that means. It's time for the only 3 Bs you'll need in college. Buy it, borrow it, or blow it off. Let's begin with our introductory title, Mario Kart Wii. Addicting gameplay with a fun factor that's through the roof. The only real downside I can find is not being able to find 3 other people to play with. What's there to winning if you can't shove it in someone else's face, you know? With so much replay value, who can turn down the prospect of just barely inching past an arrogant midget monkey, assuring victory as a motorcycle-bound Ghost King? Priceless, if you ask me. Definitely a buy.
Sure, kart racing is great, just like it was when the first time I played it back in junior high. Mario Kart Wii does bring a fresh visual look to the scene, but with too few new innovations, I can't see this one breaking my bank. Using the Wiimote is a novel idea, but if you ask me, it's just too little, too late. I'm gonna say borrow this one.
Now for Twilight Princess. Shigeru Miyamoto's latest chronicle into the Zelda series. This fact alone will have fanboys clamoring to add it to their shelves, but with such a short completion time, somewhere less than 18 hours, and a surprising lack of interesting in-game activities, I was left just wanting more at the end. Simply put, it's just another Zelda game. And while there's a certain prestige attached to that status, I really just wish there had been more content in this notable Wii title. Unless you're a die-hard collector or simply a fan of Link and his crew, I'd suggest just borrowing this one.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you here. While the main adventure is rather short-lived, searching for all 40 of the golden bugs, 60 of the Poes, and of course fishing will take up another month or so of your time. This game is an instant classic, deserving shelf space for any hardcore Zelda fan like myself. Buy it.
And finally move on to our highlight of the week, Super Smash Bros. Brawl. With over 30 different characters and levels, and an infinite sense of replayability, this is an instant Wii hit, and a definite must-own title. The game has been out for almost a year, and I'm still not getting tired of beating down any challenger that comes my way. Definitely, 100%, buy this one.
It is a must-have title in any household, regardless of anybody's gaming tastes. If you don't like wailing on people now, just wait until you have 3 of your friends over, and the brawl really begins. It's like a year's worth of anger management and a 7.5-inch disc. Spectacular graphics, astounding gameplay, with the only flaw being Wii's current online multiplayer network, Brawl easily gets my vote. Buy that shiz.
Well, there you have it, our ode to the Wii.
We'll see you noobs next week.
Here on Splash Damage.
Hi, my name is Eric Lave, and I'll be bringing Sexy back. Or maybe just the movie reviews. Next we had Knights of... Next... 1, 2, 3. Next we had Knights of Rodanthe. Knights of Rodanthe stars Richard Gere and Diane Lane.
What was funny about that?
Go, I can't look at you.
Knights of Rodanthe stars Richard Gere and Diane Lane.
How is that funny?
Stop.
Nice transition.
You made somebody's heart break, but now I have to let you go. I have to let you go. You left a stain on every one of my good days, but I am stronger than you know. I have to let you go. No one's ever turned you